The scene opens after World War II, with ships full of survivors arriving in the United States. Among them, Sergeant Paul Sutton steps onto the pier with a modest dream: return to his wife Betty and finally start a family. But there's a catch. While everyone else is swallowed up in hugs, tears, and flowers, Paul looks like a lost employee. No one is waiting for him. And right there, the awkward mood sets in. Something isn't right. When he gets home, Paul finds Betty in pastel green lingerie. She looks like she's posing for a cheap mattress ad. She fakes surprise, runs to hug him, and drops the lamest excuse: "I didn't know you were coming back today." The problem? Paul had sent letters almost every day during the war, but she never read them. She kept them all in a chest, like a stamp collector, only without opening them. Paul swallows his pride, forgives her, and goes along with Betty's plan: go back to his old job selling chocolates. He just wanted love, but all she talked about was money. The next day, Paul is back in his salesman uniform, taking the train to Sacramento. On that train, he meets Victoria Aragon, an elegant but nervous young woman. Her suitcase bursts open like a graduation piñata, spilling clothes and a broken photo of her father. Paul helps, but ends up with an unexpected gift. She throws up on his uniform. Ever the gentleman, he cleans everything without complaining. Honestly, at this point, the guy already deserved a patience trophy. Fate throws them together again on a bus to Napa. There, Victoria confesses her drama. She's pregnant by a shameless professor and fears her father will literally kill her if she returns home unmarried. So Paul suggests the craziest plan of the century: pretend to be her husband for just one night. Arriving at the vineyard, Paul is greeted with gunfire from her father, Alberto. The household is a mix of telenovela characters: a loving grandmother, a diplomatic mother, a party-loving grandfather, and a furious father. Alberto even finds out Paul is an orphan and drops this gem: a man without a past has no future.
In the middle of all this, Paul starts proving his worth. He helps save the vines from frost, joins the harvest, and even dances stumping grapes with Victoria. The detail? They share a soap opera-worthy kiss, but Paul, ever the honorable man, remembers he's still married and pulls away. I'll admit, I wouldn't have slept on the couch like Paul, but I also wouldn't have kissed and stopped halfway. I'd have had a conversation before anything else. His relationship with Alberto only worsens until Paul, drunk with Grandpa Don Pedro, learns a romantic song and sings it under Victoria's window, Romeo style. When Paul finally decides to leave, he discovers Betty's betrayal. And there's no heavy drama. Betty is practical. She's already asked for an annulment. If I were him, I wouldn't waste a second signing papers. I'd be out dancing in the streets. But Paul, full of honor, runs straight back to Napa. Then disaster strikes. A fight between Alberto and Paul sparks a fire that destroys the vineyard. It looks like the wine apocalypse: smoke, flames, burnt grapes. Yet Paul finds the family's ancient rootstock and proves it survived. That's the moment everyone realizes not everything is lost. Alberto finally swallows his pride and accepts Paul as his son-in-law. If it were me, I wouldn't have thrown a lantern in the middle of the vineyard, right, Alberto? And so the story ends with Paul no longer just a war orphan, but finally having a family. The dream he wrote about in those unread letters comes true in the vineyard of Los Nubes. And here's a fun fact. This film was directed by Alfonso Arau, who also directed the classic Like Water for Chocolate. A delicious coincidence, right? Now, tell me, if you were in Victoria's place, would you have accepted Paul's crazy plan to pretend to be your husband, or would you have faced your father's fury alone? Drop your answer in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Also, let me know if you like these shorter videos or prefer longer ones. I've noticed these tend to get more traction, but your opinion is really important. And don't forget to check out the video on screen. I'm sure you'll love it. It's amazing. See you next time.